All right, y'all. Spirit has been nudging me to do a video all week. It was going to be about something else entirely. But I keep getting this something else. And, I haven't done a video in so long I can't find anything. Like my microphone. And I'm, for some reason, super anxious about doing this message. This is about current energy for the week, and it has to do with the noise. What comes to mind is a song. The lyrics in it talk about basically helicopter blades, right? They spin. There's a song from the Beastie Boys, an old song, the rumors getting around like the blades of a helicopter. This energy is not about rumors. This is more so about thoughts in your mind. And if you're curious, the song is Helicopter by Revolting Cocks, and I actually have a playlist that I make public that's called Music for the Moment. I will try and add it on there. But it's about all this noise and everything that you allow to input, everything you consume by your mind, and how bad it is for you when you just want more information, but it's really the answers are within. And so when you go outside to seek answers through content or whatever, you're better off going within, praying. When you go outside for content, you don't know what you're going to get. So, parents who have young children that are careful about what their children consume, if you're going to have them watch a movie, you want to watch the movie first, but, that takes a lot of time. And if you're doing it for yourself, you are exposing yourself before you can be discerning about it. And why is that an issue? The bottom line of the message is go inside for answers and try to sit with the stillness, try to be in the silence. But why is it important? I could tell you a story, and maybe that will illustrate my point. You could be driving down a road, or maybe in the past you were driving down a road, and you had this path you were taking, and, there's some bumps in the road, some potholes maybe. Basically, there were just so many obstacles that you decided, I really don't want to be driving down this road anymore. So you come to the decision point of changing the road you're on, right? Fine. Maybe in the beginning you're like, I can always go back to that road if I want to, whatever. Or maybe you just completely leave it in the past. But after a while of traveling that road, traveling the new road, you have no interest in going back to the previous place. There's nothing there for you, and you know that. It is not an environment that is flourishing or shows potential, whatever the case may be. And the nice thing about just calling it a road is that it could really be anything in your life. It could be any kind of relationship you can imagine. It can be an association with any kind of institution you can imagine. And when I say institution in my videos, I'm usually referring to employer, educational institution, the institution of some faith, church group. But it could be so much more. So you went down this road, it didn't suit you, you recognized that, you decided to travel a different road. So you're traveling down this other road, and life is improving, and that's great. And then as you're traveling down this other road, all of a sudden you come to this magical kingdom, and they're I'm not one to like chase after gold, so I don't want to be like, there are like gold capped tops or whatever. I don't know. Like whatever you picture could it's like magical to you. Whatever magical looks like to you. Whether that's covered in like fairy dust, uh sorry for the background noise. The TV's on for the cats. It's cat TV. Um but yeah, it could be like sandcastles, whatever you can imagine, whatever you picture, whatever is so magical to you, right? You see this magical village off in the distance, and you pause for a moment and you're like, fuck yeah, I want to go check that out. And you go and I might have to bleep that out. You put your blinker on and you're headed in that direction because it's just something that calls to you. It's awesome. And you start heading down that road. And at some point, you're looking around and you're amazed at everything. And you come to this one, like, grand building. And, oh, you really want to go inside and see what the inside is like. And, like, a guard stops you at the door. And tells you it's not all access. It's like special entry. So then you have to wait your turn. Okay. So you're not just gonna stand out there in line waiting. You're gonna make use of your time until your time is called. So you follow your draw to other places and other buildings in this magical environment, and it's like thrilling and it's great. And then there's this building you enter, and it's just as beautiful as any of the others. But like spirit council is like, hey, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And you're like, yeah, I see it. What is it? It is the path from which you deviated. It's like all the highlights of everything that was involved in that path. And you're like, oh, I have to look at this now. Like, I thought I let that go. I thought I healed from that. I don't want any part. Like, why? I don't want to look at it. It was painful. And it's here in this, like, magical kingdom. And you're stuck. You're forced to look at this path from which you were diverted at one point. Okay. You examine it. You're like, I didn't like that. I didn't want that. This didn't suit me. And that's why I deviated my route. That's why I took another path. Fine. So that's my analogy. Every single time you look at all the things from that path you chose to leave, or the path you didn't take, basically, and you say, I don't want that, I don't like that, and so on and so forth, you're in the magical kingdom. And so words are like spells. So every time you say these things or think these things, it just prolongs your entry into the grand castle, the grand building that that initially drew you into this magical kingdom. Damn. And what does that have to do with content? Basically, if you are perusing content, whether it be on TV and shows or series or movies that you're watching, or whether it's on some kind of social media platform, and you're subjectively, I believe. I wanted to say objectively, but I'm pretty sure if you're not being discerning as you peruse, you are going to find content that makes you say, makes you think, makes you feel, makes you reject certain ideas, notions, concepts when you're in a place where you want to be affirming the blessings, the abundance, the prospects, when in reality you could just pull your attention from all of it and do something else entirely. Does that make sense? Because if you didn't expose yourself to the nonsense in the first place, you wouldn't have to feel like you were rejecting any part of it. Because there's always going to be good and bad. But like if you're actually focused on a task, like even when you're literally driving in a vehicle, you're driving, everything is here and now. It's like impulsive. It's you're just going to a destination, and the only time you're like nope is like if somebody tries to cut you off, or right, there's some kind of danger, but it's in the moment and it's impulsive, and that nope, skirting around danger is so fast. It's such a flash that there's no clinging to that sentiment. So if you can now, this week, try to put yourself in positions where you're like focused on a task enough that it keeps you from dwelling too much in thought in your mind on the realm that is not the 3D. Yes, because you could be living in like two realities right now. Like one is the reality of the earthly plane where you are touching physical things and you're actually doing things, but there's like another reality that's going on in your head, which may be awesome and amazing, but if you get caught up in it and more focused in it, in that world in your head and how you're navigating it, you could be clinging more to certain thoughts or ideas. So I think the last message too I put up is, you want to bring the thoughts down to earth. You want to bring your focus of attention back down to the earthly plane. I mean, when things feel good, relish in that good feeling. But if content makes you think about things or connect with circumstances in the positive or the negative, it's easier to let go of those things, if those notions, the positive and the negative, if your attention is focused in the world of the 3D, in the earthly plane. So make something, go paint something, play a game. A game is a great way to pull yourself out of your mind, like card game or chess. Play with somebody else. It's like you are communicating with somebody, and you have to strategize a little bit. So that's one good way, and in building something small or large, either way, you could paint something. You could just like look through some magazines and cut pictures out and like make a vision board or decoupage or something. You're actually getting your hands involved, and you're doing something with your hands, and then you're also creating something. So if you can get out of your mind and get in your creation zone, or you can get out of your mind and do something where you're involved in the physical world, engaging with other people. You could, even if you go to a shopping mall. That sounds like a terrible idea to me. But if you go to a shopping mall, if that's up your alley, you're looking at other people, and maybe you're engaging with other people. But if you can engage with friends, go out with friends. That's a tough one too, because sometimes if they're close friends, they're like, what's going on in your life? And you don't really want to get into gossip, banter. You don't want to be talking about these things, especially the things that pertain to that path from which you diverge. You don't want to feed your attention to it, is the bottom line. So yeah, that's the message I'm putting out right now. And I hope you get something from it. So thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight, and I hope you have a good week ahead. I hope you're able to manifest with positivity and creativity the things that you would like to draw into your lives. I really am trying to get out to work, but there was something else I just wanted to tack on to the end of it, and it is that, what is it? Oh, there's a reason why that hall, that building is in the kingdom. It's within that magical kingdom. There's a reason why that the Spirit Council wanted you to walk through the building. And the reason why is because Spirit wants you to be entirely sure of your choices and make sure that you're worthy of entering this grand building that you have to receive, special. It's not all access, that one. So in order to gain access to that building, you have to be entirely sure of your choices and decisions and direction. So Spirit asked you to review the past, sort of like with forgiveness and an open heart for the fact that you were interested in that path in the first place. But make sure that you are really sure and confirm that choice, you're happy with having let it go. You have to be happy. You have to let things go in order to open new doors in your life, but Spirit is asking you, challenging you, are you happy with having let that go to pursue this new path on which you've encountered this magical kingdom? Yeah. So that answer, though, the answer to that question cannot be found in that which you are consuming. That answer can only be found within. Just be gentle with yourself and with whatever or whomever was involved in that path from which you decided to diverge in the first place. Everything that we experience in life makes us who we are. And looking at my life, I'm like, gosh, I can't believe it's taken me as long as it has to arrive where I am. However, at the same time, I'm so thankful that my experiences have made me into who I am so that I can receive the blessings that are being presented to me in the moment. All right, that is all. Thank you.